All right, so day 7 of 75 hard, and so I've been reading Atomic Habits, the book, and I'm now a person that does what he says he's going to do. Like if I set my alarm for 6 a.m. to get up and work out, I get up. So this morning it went off at 6, and I got up and I worked out. Unbelievable. Simple. But so today we start tracking guitars. I was kind of organizing my cleans. So I love doing some stereo stuff sometimes on pop and pop rock stuff. Kind of that Def Leppard two amp thing. So I've got the 2 cabinets in there. And the two amps into the 2 cabinets recorded simultaneously in the same room, no tent. I just have a little dividing wall that goes out about a foot or two between the cabinets just for passive separation. It really sounds good. What's sometimes weird if I want to do it the way I want to do it for this is the effects loops are slightly different in all the amps. So the most, and I can't even, it doesn't even seem like there's like an exact science to it. It feels like some days the Matchless is really loud, and the other day, the Diesel VH4 is really loud. And the most, today the most balanced I could get between them was between the Matchless and the Diesel VH4. The problem with that is I do not care for cleans in the VH4. I think they're going to be okay for like funky stuff and but they're very, I don't know, they're not, it's not quite my thing. The Matchless and the Rectifier are way better to me. So the combo that I like the best is the triple Rectifier in channel 1 and the Matchless in channel 1. This is for like really kind of more surgical cleans. So after all this, I've been on this like an hour or so this morning. I really like using the Reload 2s. So here are the Reload 2s. I'll get rid of this. I put a little beat in there. I don't know if I'll use it, but maybe. We'll see. But here's the in position 2. This is Rectifier on the left. Rectifier and Matchless channel 1 on the right. That's just monstrous. More vibey, more like this. The Rectifier is more just cleaner. It still sounds good, but it's like, but together they're nice. That's great. So what I wanted to do here, and I'm posing a question. I've got to teach, and then I start tracking guitars. I am just not sure if I'm missing, if I want to get a Mobius again. Let's just hear this. Let's do this. Let's shut this off. Yeah, we don't need time right now. That was really just to test the echoes and everything's working. I'd set it at 109, but duh, 109. Now a little timeline. Yeah, and that's in front in mono. So the other one I think I had it set for the Mind Guy. Yeah, that's cool. There you go. So here's a little Axe Effects. And then timeline in mono. I like that timeline in front. I like them both. They're really both good. But this is really the question. Shut these off. Is like this whole. So what I'll do here is I'll run down a little part with no effects. I will shut this off. We'll just get rid of all the effects. Yeah, and we'll be able to use the plugins I have, and then I'll also I'll fire up Axe Effects, and you'll see. Just follow along. Follow along. Okay, so that was really good news for me because I really like that. I like the trem too. I've worked on that trem. That was one of the things. Like at first, I was like, "Whoa!" Like the trem on the Mobius is so nice. But here's one thing I will say: the Mobius has more weight and color and like more like kind of analog mojo than this. When you're distorted, the Mobius hangs harder with the gainier amps to me than Axe Effects. But, whatever. That's neither here nor there. So let's mess with this for a minute and then we're done. So here is here's the clean. And then here's Mobius with, I guess, chorus. And you can see like the balance of the volumes are a little different now because that's how they make it wider. Though I am a little louder on the right, unfortunately. So here's the chorus with the axe effects. I think this is the phaser. This maybe. This is rotary. This is the split harmonizer. And the trem. I think I'm good where I'm at because it'll keep everything simpler, and then just keep the timeline in the front. So here's axe effects in the loop with the delay with the mind guy, and then timeline in the front. There's a certain rhythm. I've said this before, but there's just like a certain rhythm to the timeline that just jives with me. So here's the clean track. We're going to open up and just run a couple of the plugins. So you'll see we'll run the chorus and the H3000 plugin. So here's the chorus, which is the Brigade Rock Brigade. I love that. No, when I was a kid, man, that was it. And then this is, I just set up to micro pitch shift 231. So here we go. So we're going, these should be grouped, and they are. So we'll start by turning up the chorus. And that, again, that may be better put right on the track. I don't know. Chorus. Yeah, slow that rate down a little bit. It comes in a little. Okay, so there's chorus. Now we'll shut that off. Now here's the axe effects chorus. Print. That's better than the plugin. That's just my take. Plus the plugins being bust out. And then we'll go also now to the H3000 plugin on that same. That's really nice, more subtle, but there's been a number of times that I've ended up using that even on vocals too. Very subtle, and here's bypassed. That's really nice, and kill it all. And now we go to the axe effects chorus. Yeah, I'm not getting the Mobius. So that's the video. So today we start tracking guitars, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Day 7. I do what I say I do. That's my jam. I got up at 6. I walked for 45 minutes outside. Started drinking water. Also lately I've been drinking water before coffee. Yeah.